It's my pleasure to be with you today and talk about ILERA, which is the International Labor and Employment Relations Association. ILERA is an organization that essentially serves as an umbrella to the 38 national associations that are its members. You may be more familiar with the US LIRA. Um, ILERA started in 1967 with the purpose of expanding and promoting research and policy initiatives to improve labor and work and employment conditions around the globe through a more international global exchange of ideas that would go beyond the national exchanges that were occurring within LIRA and other associations. It's my pleasure to be in the midst of a 3-year term serving as president of ILERA. And in that role, one of my tasks is to organize the every 3-year World Congress that's promoted by ILERA. That's kind of a fancy term for a conference that brings together not only academics, but also policymakers, arbitrators, mediators, government officials, and others, people on the labor and management side, of course, bringing them together in a World Congress that supplements the regional congresses, the regional conferences that are held more frequently within ILERA. Now, I wanted to mention a little bit about the World Congress that I've been tasked to organize because it has a direct connection to the conflict resolution field. And that is that my task, again, is to organize this World Congress. It's going to be held the last week of June 2024. And I thought it would be meaningful to not only involve ILERA in that conference, but to link that conference, coordinate it with the annual National LIRA conference that's often held about that time of the year. And the LIRA Executive Board has approved that. But the new twist is, thanks to the initiative of Javier Ramirez at the FMCS, the plans are now to include within that conference, that'll be both a World Congress of ILERA, the National Conference of LIRA, the every other year conference that FMCS is organizing, the Labor Management Conference that recently was held virtually, but thanks to the diminishing effects of the pandemic, our plans are to hold in June 2024 an in-person conference. And that will involve folks from the FMCS and the wider participants in that conference. They bring together every other year around 1,100 participants. We expect then to have LIRA participants and ILERA participants and have something on the order of 2,000 participants at this kind of mega event. Now, Javier came up with the idea of including the FMCS, but I think it's totally appropriate given that of course, a lot of developments, we all know that within our field, a lot of developments in work and employment involve conflict resolution. And there's a great overlap between the activities of ILERA, LIRA, and the FMCS and what the FMCS has been trying to promote through its National Labor Management Conference. So I'm pleased to say that we now have plans to hold that event. It'll be held in New York City at the Midtown Hilton Hotel. It has the capacity to handle such a large crowd and to do so in a setting that'll be able to promote and accommodate a lot of informal interaction. And so I encourage you to begin to mark up your calendar or think about attending that event. I also want to mention that we've also recently put up within the Scheinman website a video clip that includes interviews with 3 past presidents of ILERA, as well as providing information about ILERA. And those past presidents, Russell Landbury, Janice Balachi, Mia Runmore, graciously and effectively served ILERA, and they provide additional perspective on the challenges that ILERA faces, or what they're trying to accomplish, what ILERA has accomplished in the past, and some of its plans and goals for the future. My own plans regarding ILERA are to continue to extend its reach to include, as national associations within ILERA, more representatives from Africa and Asia, where, of course, there are key work and employment issues, but where the profession that we're all a part of hasn't been as well developed. And being a part of ILERA is a way of further enhancing those professional ties within those countries, and also providing more international and global links between parties within the developing countries and parties within the so-called more advanced world. So again, I suggest if you get a chance, check out the webpage within the Scheinman website about ILERA, and also begin to think about whether you can find the time and capability to attend and participate with us at that World Congress in June 2024. Thanks again.